war has changed. But you know what hasn't changed? Music and our reviews. So we are going to start out with an album review. I want to introduce Still Not Dan and his album Unbound. And what's interesting about this artist is you may not heard of him because he's an artist from Pennsylvania and he's like a very local artist and he wants to begin, writing music and stuff. So I want to introduce his music, to the world so that way people are aware of his arts and crafts and he wants to start being a musician. So I'm just gonna give him a review and see how it is, so that way you guys can check it out for yourself and see how you guys feel about it. So with that being said, let's just start with the review right now. Alright, so with this album, the content with this album, it has elements of like video games and some sort of like other fantasy stuff. And if you are somebody that doesn't really get video games, I'm sorry to break it to you, but this may not be for you. But if you are someone that wants to give it a try, I mean, go ahead, go for it. But for someone that is like, a normal casual listener, they probably might not get it. But for the gamers, you definitely will love this for sure. Because I actually do like it since I am a gamer myself and I know a bunch of references and stuff. So with this, he has elements of like putting with Metal Gear Solid, and then he has some aspects of Mortal Kombat, and then he used this as a way to like express his element with his music, and there are messages that he has been touched, which I feel a lot of people has been going through, especially this generation right now, which is really dark and really scary. So he deals with personal struggles, being themselves, topics like fear, when like to come out to being themselves, and either take risks or not risk, being comfortable or uncomfortable. So with that, I want to come out with the lyrics, and with the lyrics it is important to know that I'm gonna make my point with these. I tried my best to read this because everything is really poetic with these lyrics. I mean, if you look at here with the song Switch, it disconnects who they are. If the wonder they want to come out, like flipping a switch when you should flick it should be easy, but it's really not. And I believe many people like me has definitely been struggling with that. So the song really starts hard like that, and I'm really thankful for how he starts with this. And then the other thing I want to point out is he says things about things not being easy. It's not just a snap out, just like a flick, like the lights, or like turn off the candles, turn on the candles. Things like the things that are more deep in meaning and everything. And he used some elements, and I want to talk about more with the production, but with the lyrics here for more the term, there is a lyric called the song called Blood Code. And if you don't know what Blood Code is technically like in the Mortal Kombat like combo that that's, it's just literally just a combo in Mortal Kombat that it's just a bunch of inputs and everything. I believe it is for Scorpion or Sub-Zero. I don't really know too much about Mortal Kombat, but I know what a Blood Code kind of is. So if you're into that, that is definitely for you. So he deals with personal struggles, personal demons, enemies. Now the big idea is that the real enemy is ourselves. Definitely ourselves, not really the others. It's definitely like ourselves. How do we take this approach in this world that we are living in? A world where where a code where it's like loyalty and honor is definitely a fatality in our lives, basically. So yeah. So that being said, with the song Pointless, there's lyrics up here. As you can see right here, it says what's the right way to go when no one fucking knows? What's the point if nothing changes? That part really does seems especially personal from all these times. I'm not talking about just political, but like really like social and like things mentally, you know, like if you can't do things mentally, you know, change for yourself mentally, you know, what can you make a change for yourselves? And that's something that has to being brought out. It's something really important. And I really appreciate how he has been doing that. So there's more to say is lie down there and call it your home, die alone with no forgiveness. It talks about being alone in this. And the other one is isolated from the world, giving up on connection, avoiding self-reflection. Don't know where they fit. Most people don't know where they fit. And I know how that feels. Definitely knows how it feels. Sometimes I don't even know what my identity is, and sometimes it's okay. The whole point of life is just to explore, and I think everyone should know this, and this should be like a wake-up call. You know, it's okay to not know where you're at or who you are. You just got to keep exploring and hope for the best. You know, that's all you got to do. You just got to keep going. You know, change your mentality. Be positive about things that you feel that doesn't make any sense. So I really do appreciate these lyrics. I really do, and I think he did a good job. It's really poetic. Reading these kind of reminds me of the literary magazine stuff. But anyways, so with the production here, it has a bunch of metal rock. That's why you see lyrics like that. I'm not saying that all rock music is supposed to be depressing like that, but he had a sound. It reminds me of a little bit of Linkin Park mixed with oh my gosh, I forgot his name. I'm blanking now, but yeah, that too. And definitely I heard some definitely like Deftones, some sounds in there and there. But also he's like gaming type sounds. He uses gaming type sounds. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you, but with the song Time Bomb, it feels like I'm in Metal Gear Solid trying to look for the bomb. I'm not sure if this is from Metal Gear Solid 2, where Raiden has to look for the bomb before it exploded. It gives me that kind of vibe. So yeah, so when I just heard it, I thought it was pretty cool. I'm not sure if I could, you know, keep playing it in the aux. Maybe if I were in a rush to go to work or something like that. But I do think it's cool. Yeah, and there's some other songs that has that kind of vibe too. Like Thick Skates is kind of the same way too. And then I believe there's some sort of like a skit or thing, like something like that. Like he uses voice lines in his music, like Solid Snake and Raiden. They both were talking in the codex. I think it's definitely from Metal Gear Solid 2, because I don't know where else it came from besides maybe Metal Gear Solid 4. But anyways, with that, you know, there's like a lore that he's trying to portray, and I guess he's using those characters as a way to, you know, like help him in the story of Unbound, you know, what the story is supposed to be. And he has these, I believe the narrator of Mortal Kombat, you know, when you begin fighting, he's like, round one, fight, or fatality, you know. He uses a bunch of like characters, and I think with this the transitions are really good. I would say, like, for an album that first time making an album, like, the transitioning is really good, really on point. But yes, like I said, there's metal elements like Switch, Blood Code, Pointless, and yeah, so that's where that fits in. And that's for the production. I think the production is literally the best thing about the album, honestly. But the lyrics are pretty good. But the producing of this album is really on point. So good for Still Not Dan. So with the replay value, I would say that I like Switch, Thick Skates, Blood Code, Pointless, Time Bomb. Like I said, with Time Bomb, I don't feel like I could just listen to it in my car or anything. I would like to listen to it as a way, just by myself. I don't know. It's just something. I don't know how to explain it. It's just that type of thing for me. It's my ADHD. So Yeah, so with that, also, I forgot to mention about the features. Yes, the features. So the features, Skylar Accord, and according to Spotify, Skylar Accord is a engineer, like a guitar player. So I believe he just with Selena Dan to help with the last song, Unbound. I think the production in that one is pretty cool. I think Skylar Accord did a pretty well job with Still Not Dan. And also the next features, the important features, Solid Snake, right in. Hey, I mean, they're the best feature in this album. I mean, it just works so well, you know, like with Still Not Dan, it just works so well. Jokes aside though, but yeah, I think Skylar Core did pretty well, and honestly, I would even consider the gaming characters, you know, as like a feature. It's something really important that he just put in. There is some reason why he put them in. So yeah. So with that, the rating, honestly, if I am not a gamer, now if I'm not a gamer, if I'm just listening to this, that's just a regular song, don't know the references, I'll give this a 6. I'll give this a 6. But when I know things that I'm a gamer of, if I know the references to from Metal Gear Solid, a little bit more combat, or other references that he has made that I might not know, I would give this an 8. I do love the transitionings with the album. I do love the metal aspect, switching with the EDM stuff. It reminds me of how Linkin Park did Cure for the Itch a bit, with the instrumental, with the hip hop instrumental. I think now going back, and then we just got rock, things like that. Like I said, I'm not really sure where his true inspiration came from, but I believe it is something to do with those things. And I was just giving an example. So comment down if you love the album, if you give it a try. I'll literally give the description down below to let you hear it on Spotify. I believe he's also on Apple and other stuff. But yeah, I'll literally put the description down below. And yeah, so have fun with the album. And I'm glad that Still Not Dan is doing music right now. So I can't wait for the future of what he has planned. And yes, so please comment and subscribe to my channel. And if you love reviews like this, comment down what I should be reviewing. And yeah, that'll be it. All right, see ya.